Hi, this is Dave Kahle. Welcome to our Practical Wisdom series of podcasts where we try to provide wisdom and resources and focus on helping sales professionals and business executives sell better, lead better, and live better. Hi, this is Dave, and today I'd like to share with you some thoughts about the fine line between perseverance and self-delusion. You know, we've all squirmed uncomfortably watching some absolutely talentless candidates audition for the TV show American Idol. And after they're told by the judges that they have no talent, they often either fall into tearful disappointment or they defiantly challenge the motivation, the intelligence, or the integrity of the judges. And as we've watched, we feel really embarrassed for them. My wife and I would look at each other and ask, didn't anyone tell them? Didn't their parents or their family tell them that they had absolutely no singing talent? How could they have so deluded themselves? Well, the painful truth is that their subjective view of themselves clashed horribly with the objective truth disseminated by the judges. The clamor of those two forces slamming together resulted in an embarrassing, life-changing moment, unfortunately, viewed by millions of people. The problem was they probably never held themselves up for review objectively. They preferred to remain within their subjective self-image. You know, we see the same phenomena in one of my favorite shows, and that's Shark Tank. It's not uncommon to have some capital seeker's business riddled by the sharks as the consensus coalesces that the business has little, if any, chance for success. And on the way out, you know, the disappointed entrepreneur vows to continue on no matter what. The sharks didn't see the whole picture. They misunderstood what they're trying to do, and so on and so forth, and so they tell themselves. You know, as a business consultant for decades, I have my own similar list of stories of much less public but no less deluded business ideas. It's not a viable idea, I have occasionally announced. Only see the business owner vow to continue on. You know, the problem isn't the idea, the problem is everybody else. You know, there's a fine line between perseverance and self-delusion. Missing that distinction can be disastrous. I have seen the heartache and the tension and the financial hardship and even health issues that often accompany a business person's unquestioned grip on an idea, on a person, or a strategy that just isn't right. One of the saddest things I see in my practice is the business or life that wallows in mediocrity because the owner would not give up the pursuit of a flawed idea. Self-delusion, fully flowered, produces incredible waste. Well, we all risk wasting time, money, and emotional energy on the less than good idea, and unfortunately, I think the tendency for self-delusion is growing to epidemic proportions in this world. That seems to be a pretty widespread character flaw among American Idol contestants. Even the finalists show that character flaw. You know, over and over again, the judges remark about a poor choice of songs. And the typical response goes something like this: well, I don't care what they think. I've always liked that song and I wanted to sing it. In other words, it doesn't matter what older and wiser experts think. My view is more accurate than theirs. Self-delusion rippled through a young adult's self-image. The rejected Shark Tank suitors vow to persevere in the face of street-smart experts, counseling them to give it up. Not that self-delusion is a new character trait. I'm sure that from the advent of mankind, people have been defensive to critics and protective of their self-images. The environment that most strongly fertilizes self-delusion is characterized by isolation. The more time we spend in our own little worlds without healthy dialogue with experienced cohorts, the more likely we are to sprout self-delusion. Irrigate those sprouts with the water of a group of folks around you who are more concerned with your feelings than speaking the truth, and you have a field that grows self-delusion as a bumper crop. While isolation and yes men are the culprits, we can vaccinate ourselves to life and business threatening self-delusion by actively pursuing the opposite. Surround yourself with experienced people who have an interest in your success and create an atmosphere that encourages truth-telling. Now, experienced is the key word. I've often observed that the intuitive insights of experienced people are worth their weight in gold, while the feelings and opinions of inexperienced people are pretty much worthless. Experience means folks who have lived through the conflicts and challenges of growing a business. If you're a business person, you want people who have experience. You don't go to a pastor for business advice, for example. Go to people with business experience. Second word in my definition there of what of your strategy is they have an interest in your success. That's the second criteria. So these ought to be folks who have no vested interest in a decision that you make. Now, accountants and insurance agents and lawyers, they all have their place in the decision-making process, but generally, they're going to benefit from you making one decision or another. Your street-smart advisors should have no interest except your well-being. And finally, you must create an atmosphere that makes it easy for your street-smart advisors to tell you the truth. Take those defensive Shark Tank entrepreneurs who always know better than the sharks, or those smarter than the judges American Idol contestants. Those are great examples of what not to do. Even the most honest and well-being street-smart advisor can learn to sidestep the truth when he or she is continually met by defensive but responses from you. You know, I like to think that our Christian business impact groups, those roundtable meetings, meet all these criteria. You know, in countless meetings, we have jointly counseled one another on a number of these seemingly good ideas, and often counseled the member let the opportunity pass. For the most part, the advice has been taken and time, money, and energy saved. I think there's probably a business group, I think there's probably in your location a similar group of people who are experienced business people who don't have a vested interest in the decisions you make, who would be happy to surround you and bounce and be a sounding board for the ideas that you have. It's a great thing to join. In American Idol, as in business, it is rarely the individual with the most natural talent who wins. It is the one who is mature enough to seek the suggestions of those experts around him and disciplined enough to implement them. Don't fall for self-illusion. Don't think that perseverance takes the place of self-delusion. The line is fine between the two of them. Okay, that's it for now. We're done. Bye-bye.